Hi guys, so Question Time was in Middlesbrough and either a Tory fan or a Reform UK fan was pretty much allowed to make a rambling, ignorant comment about asylum seekers. What this man had to say was terrible, yet not surprising considering what he's been fed by the likes of Nigel Farage around the Brexit argument and the Tories when Priti Patel and Suella Braverman were at the Home Office. Should we be angry with him or the people who have poisoned his mind?
But there's a lot of them that are legally coming over, the drug dealers, the criminals from other countries. And to say to let them all in and help them humanely, you can't. You can't.
No, that's right.
You've got to cut this off from the core. We're sending loads of money over to France, and it's doing nothing. They're letting them get on the boat and get across. They're actually not stopping anything. And it's sickening to me. This Rwanda plan, for me, is a brilliant idea by the Conservative Party. And it's being stopped by, for me, idiots that are just thinking of human rights and saying that this and that. But these people have no right to stay. They've come here illegally. Come here legally, fine. Brilliant. We'll have you all over here. Get jobs with you, work, pay your taxes, do everything else. A lot of these illegal immigrants that are coming over are criminals, the drug dealers, rapists, murderers. They're getting away with a lot of it.
I mean, I just point out that, for example, 2 years ago, applicants from Yemen, Libya and Syria, for example, 99% of them were granted asylum, just to, provide a bit of context there.
That's the context. That's all you could push back on. Okay. So once again, should we be angry with him or the people who have poisoned his mind like Nigel Farage and the Conservative Party? So he said a few things here. So where did he get the idea that they're coming over illegally? Is it the Conservative Party who have been pushing this idea, well, these people are coming over illegally? They haven't defined what illegal is because, and I have raised the question before, if these people are arriving illegally, then they're breaking the law. So why aren't they being arrested? If somebody's doing something illegally by definition is against the law, so why aren't they being arrested? Of course they're not being arrested because they haven't done anything illegal, because it's not illegal to arrive in the UK and claim asylum. This question never gets answered. Why are these people not being arrested if they're doing something illegal? I would love for a journalist to ask a Tory MP or the Prime Minister or a government minister, why aren't people being arrested if they're arriving in the country illegally? You understand what illegal means. They won't answer that question. Unfortunately, that question never gets asked. Now, he went on to say that to let them all in. This is another sort of argument that's presented by the likes of Farage and others. It's an extension of the so-called open borders. Oh, well, you just want to let them all in. Nobody wants to let all of anyone in. No, there is no political party that I know of that wants open borders, that doesn't want any sort of control. And if you're concerned about open borders, well, you should be concerned about what the Tories are doing when it comes to goods coming in. They've been allowing all sorts of goods to come into the UK post-Brexit, and there's a risk to public health. But nobody seems to care about that open border. Now, it's eventually going to be closed or sealed in some way or controlled, but how many years have passed that border has been open? But it seems some people don't seem to care about that. He was also angry with the French, of course. We're giving all this money to the French and they're not stopping the boats. I've said before, the French can only stop a certain number, but also what's the point in stopping people who don't want to stay in France? They want to arrive in the United Kingdom. The vast majority of asylum seekers in France stay in France. It's a very small percentage who want to go further to the United Kingdom. And I keep saying, what's the point in holding these people back in France, where they live in tents and squalor conditions? Why won't you let them go to the UK? That's where they eventually want to be. He also doesn't seem to like human rights. He talked about, we have all these, do-gooders and their human rights. Why? This is another argument that's been presented by the Conservatives in particular, getting rid of the European Convention on Human Rights. We need to leave the European Convention on Human Rights to stop the asylum seekers, to stop the boats. It's about taking rights away from British people. And unfortunately, this guy probably doesn't understand that. And then finally, we have the old legal versus illegal. He doesn't seem to understand the difference here. Illegal migration, even if it were a term which isn't really used, would be referring to people who have arrived in the UK with a visa and have overstayed their visa. We're not talking about asylum seekers here. So, once again, has this guy's mind been poisoned, or was he just always like this? Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.